If you look at the screen, here's Lucy. You'll wonder, who is Lucy? Lucy was born in the early 2000s, so if you can do the math, 20 years old, fresh graduated, full of hope. Unfortunately, Lucy's generation showed up just in time for the crisis. They graduated into the global pandemic, entered the workforce by massive technology layoff, and inherited the housing price that feel like impossible to attain. And if you look around the room, you will realize that it's not just Lucy's case. It's each of us. So for some of you who are in your 19, it can be the dot-com bubble, it can be the euro debt crisis, and for some of us, it can be great financial crisis, COVID-19, student debt loan, and also supply chain explosions. So why does the system have to be this way? Why does it have to break every 10 years? Multiple times when the system crashed, multiple times we pay for the price. Yet, every time it happened, we reach for comforting explanations. Greedy. People just get greedy. Corporations get greedy. They want more. It sounds right. It sounds a little bit guilt-free when you say that, to blame our nature self. That is what creates in our gene. But the explanation really doesn't add up, because if it's good true, would greedy actually spike in the COVID-19 and then decrease afterwards? And is there any periods in the human history you can say to yourself that we are less greedy? So if greedy didn't suddenly appear or didn't suddenly change, what actually happened? It wasn't our morality, it was our confidence. From the young age, maybe from you were 3 or 5, you were taught that confidence is a good thing. It's perceived as a good thing. Confident people act faster, they take more risks, they get more recognitions. And that's why you always see the video on YouTube how to get more confident. But as you go up, the world is not yourself. You get more people around you. It gets more complex, it gets more fast moving, and it's highly interconnected. Here, confidence doesn't save how you think, but also how you act in the society. So a mistake itself doesn't really bring up a mess. But how about a mistake if made with total confidence and certainty? When it breaks, the consequence will be scaled and multiplied accordingly. And that was actually what happened in the great financial crisis. When banking system, when rating agency, regulator all say the same thing. Yes, we're confident. We're confident about our model, we're confident about our data, and we're confident about statistics. And the confidence spread the mistake across the society, across the institutions, across the market. It's not a crisis of values of intelligence or morality. It's what a crisis of humility. But do you know what is worse than a crisis itself? It's the way we try to fix it. Because when that so-called trust built up by so much confidence breaks, we panic. We don't know what to do. We don't know what to do again to preserve that confidence again. So what do? We pump the economy again. If you look at the screen here, the Nasdaq Composite from 2006 to 2011. Also the Nasdaq Composite 2018, 2023. In 2008, we decided to bail out the banks, and first the system was stimulated. In 2020, we decided to launch a massive relief package to stop the pandemic to collapse. It's rather tragic that thousands of people, millions of people die because of a virus, but it would be unthinkable to let the Nasdaq fall, to let the asset price drop, or to let a few power players lose their money. Each intervention from the government inflates the asset price. Each rescue widens the gap between those who own assets and who did not. So the question here, where's the money from? Who's paying for this? It's actually our future self, our future generations. The bills doesn't come immediately. It's land on those people who weren't in the room when the decision was made. It's land on 24 years old Lucy, just graduated from cooking academy, who just want her shot into society. But walk into a world of full inflated asset price and trillions of dollars in public debt. Every mistake with confidence we made, it created a massive transfer of wealth from the younger to the older one. And that took years to unwind. For the first time in the history of humans, young people are doing worse than their parents did at the same age. Housing is drifting apart, education is more expensive, more demanding, worse payoff. And these young people didn't design the model. They did not approve any regulations. They did not approve anything. The crisis keep happening. So the real question is here is not how we try to emulate the error when the error is inevitable, is unavoidable. Intervention is unavoidable. It should be, how should we act in case we are wrong? What if our model doesn't run the way we expect? And it's not about economy, it's not about macro things, because economy makes up by individual. And each of us sitting here is an individual in a society. This is you. In a complex world, each of us carry the model inside our head, the model about how the world should run, model about how other people can think, model about the system. But yet, every of this model can be wrong. Not because you're careless, not because you're stupid. I believe you own smart people, but it's because we are human. Humans need to connect with other humans. We look for signal. We look for confirmation. We look for assurance. And at that point, confidence becomes the strongest signal that you can get, because it feels safe, it feels convincing. And it's a powerful card, yet dangerous card to play, even when you're wrong. The danger isn't about being wrong. It's okay to be wrong sometimes, but the danger is about so certain and so sure that we can't be. Absolutely certainty will close the door. We stop listening, we dismiss criticism, we cling to the assumption that build for a world that no longer exists anymore. And any of you who's sitting here today in MRIC, I believe you work in some kind of government, education, institutions. So one policy, one regulation you make will be multiplied by the full power of state, of a nation, of a school. So make room for yourself to listen, to test, and to accept it. Lower your confidence, not lower your certainty, not the courage. So progress requires confidence to start, but to survive, it requires humility to change. In a complex world, the winning strategy is simple, yet demanding. Be confident enough to act, and be humble enough to accept we can be wrong. My name is Jenny. Thank you for being here, and I appreciate your time.